The press needs to establish a new regulatory body which is truly independent of industry leaders and of government and of politicians. It must promote high standards of journalism and protect both the public interest and the rights and liberties of individuals. It should set and enforce standards, hear individual complaints against its members, and provide a fair, quick and inexpensive arbitration service to deal with civil law claims. The chair and the other members of the body must be independent and appointed by a fair and open process. It must comprise a majority of members who are independent of the press. It should not include any serving editor or politician. That can be readily achieved by an appointments panel which could itself include a current editor, but with a substantial majority demonstrably independent of the press and of politicians. In the report, I explain who might be involved. Although I make some recommendations in this area, it is absolutely not my role to seek to establish a new press standards code or to decide how an independent self-regulatory body would go about its business. As to a standards code, I recommend the involvement of an industry committee which could include and involve serving editors. That committee would advise the regulatory body, and there should be a process of public consultation. In my report, I also address the need for incentives to be put in place to encourage all in the industry to sign up to this new regulatory system. Guaranteed independence, long-term stability and genuine benefits for the industry cannot be realised without legislation. So much misleading speculation and misinformation has been spread about the prospect of new legislation that I need to make a few things very clear. I am proposing it only for the narrow purpose of recognising a new, independent, self-regulatory system. It is important to be clear what this legislation would not do. It would not establish a body to regulate the press. That is for the press itself to organise and to do. So what would this legislation achieve? Three things. It would enshrine, for the first time, a legal duty on the government to protect the freedom of the press. Secondly, it would provide an independent process to recognise the new self-regulatory body and thereby reassure the public of its independence and efficacy. Thirdly, it would provide new and tangible benefits for the press. As members of the body, newspapers could show that they act in good faith and have sought to comply with standards based on the public interest.